Hey, what's up, world? Um, Welcome to my YouTube page. My name is Keith Lee. I'm a writer and director from Stockton, California. Um, this is my seventh day of filming. I'm trying to film every day, for 30 days for the rest of this month for the new year. Um, so I'm on 7, working as an independent filmmaker. So I call it working as an independent filmmaker, and the life that they're living and the daily struggle, just the dailies on what an independent filmmaker goes through, whether it's good or bad. I'm gonna be bringing you this story, but also, like I said before, I'll be bringing you behind the scenes. I just showed a couple of behind the scenes in my last 2 days because I uploaded them, but it was kind of late at night, like 10 o'clock, but they both went up. And had a successful shoot this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We did some exterior and a lot of interior shots that was very emotional and heartfelt. And what I would like to talk to you about is pre-production. Is that if you don't have your pre-production right, you're going to be really, really, really out of luck, and you're going to be wishing that you were. You have planned everything out. I mean, they have programs for you to where you can upload your script into it. It'll help you out. But I like to write mine down mostly by hand because it keeps me more in tune with what I'm doing. So I do my script breakdowns. I do my days of shooting, which days I'm gonna be shooting. So if I know I'm gonna be shooting on Saturday and Sunday, I check the weather. The weather has a lot to do with it because if you check the weather, then you could know if it's going to be raining or not, or if it's overcast or something, because you might have to audible because last week or maybe the week before that I had to change up whole thing what I was doing because it was raining, and since it was raining I needed to shoot interior scenes. And since I had, like I said, pre-production down, I already knew what props I was going to be using, who was going to be in the scene. And also I know that on every scene, make sure that you know your props on every scene. And make sure that you know your cast and who's all going to be in that. You got to block that out and make sure. So I know exactly what I could do. I can change the whole shoot around, call the other actors and see if they're available. And hopefully, by the grace of God, they are available to shoot on that day because you had to change to an interior shot. So you want to change up the whole scene. So you have to get the actors for that scene. So you might be shooting a whole different scene that you thought you were going to be shooting. So you have to plan it out right. And if you didn't have that planned out right, then you wouldn't be able to, change direction. Like I said before in one of my, days of first filming, maybe the first or second day of filming these videos for you guys that I had talked about being on time, production, making sure that you're in tune with your actors and have all your props ready because you're really going to need that on set. And like I said, I was talking about how you would have to pivot. You never know when you have to pivot. Sometimes you might be shooting a daytime scene, and if it runs over into the night, what are you going to do? You're going to have to change them scenes. Start shooting some different night scenes and make it work out, because if you don't, then the consistency to the story won't be the same. Like I don't shoot from page 1 to whatever the end is, 60 something pages, 70 pages. I shoot mine like a puzzle. So I shoot different scenes on different days and I put them together. And scheduling is a lot because you have to be on point about scheduling. And what I mean by a lot, I mean it takes a lot of effort. You have to really, really want to do this, and don't think of this as homework or nothing like this. Think of it as fun, because this is something that you got to do, and the creator gave you the gift so that you could be able to do this, whether it's not really what you want at the time, but you have to do what you working with camera, the crew you working with. You have to deal with what you're blessed with to work with. I mean, because there is different levels to this where you can work with multi-million-dollar sets, $100,000 sets, $50,000. I mean, it depends on your budget. 10,000, 5,000. I mean, for your short or something. I don't know what it is that you're trying to do, but whatever it is, there are different levels to this. But that doesn't mean that you cannot compete in this. And what I mean by compete is throwing your hat in the ring, throwing something up on the wall, throwing spaghetti on the wall and see if it sticks. Just making something out of your heart, like I said before, because usually that's what resonates with people. I mean, and also what resonates with people is they can feel your passion and stuff if you show them behind the scenes and you putting that up for people to see and watch what you guys are doing behind the scenes. And like I'm using YouTube right now to reach more people and let them know about the series that we're doing right now, the West Coast and American Dream. And this is part 2 to the West Coast and American Dream series. And it's called The West Coast Today. American Dream is just a dream, where we're discussing everyday life, what's happening with the times right now, and keeping it up to date on serious topics and issues. There's like few, I would say, people that's fighting for this as filmmakers. One of them is like Dion Taylor. He's out of Sacramento, and he has Hidden Empire, and he's definitely advocating for, the youth, gun violence, stop the gun violence. Excuse me. And that's what that's what we're about. Stop the violence, and homelessness, corrupt system, the government, corrupt politicians. We're trying to all put this into a perspective in our series, but it's shot from the valley, so we're giving you a whole different perspective because it's from Stockton. And what we're trying to do is get our production deal going, because right now we have a few people that we're going to talk to when we're finished, and by the grace of the Almighty, the Creator, the Most High, we'll get it wrapped up. We'll get somebody that really wants to produce our series and come along with us and see what we're trying to do from the valley, which is Stockton, California, the 209. I was born and raised here. I watched all the times change here, how the rent went from maybe $400 for a one bedroom to $1,500 for a one bedroom, $2,000 and something dollars for the one bedroom, all because of the housing crisis and what happened in the Bay Area, which was, if you know about East Palo Alto, you'll know that they have houses that look like houses in Stockton, but they're going for $1 million for 3 bedrooms. And that's because of the tech giants, the tech industry people. They started making a lot of money moving to Frisco. People had to move out because the landlords seen the money coming in and they wanted to kick the tenants out. So that's what they did, and refurbished the place and raised the rent, but they can afford it because they're tech people and they come from Silicon Valley. I mean, and they have the money to spread, so that displaced a lot of people from Oakland, had to move to Sacramento, had to move to Antioch, Pittsburgh. A lot of people moved to Stockton, and that's why a lot of rent is here is kind of like high. But that's like a whole different thing that we're trying to bring to. We're trying to show that too, how times have changed, and Stockton is just not like Stockton anymore. I mean, you have so many different nationalities here. Stockton is a whole melting pot. And for us to try to bring this story, well, our series, The West Coast and American Dream, to life and show this is really a blessing, because I was born here. The stars were born here. That's playing my cousin Dijon, that plays Malik, Dijon Bennett, aka Sam Raw. His son Julius Bennett, who goes by Lit J when he's performing and rapping. And he's been in another movie before that got picked up and was on Netflix. So I'll be talking about that later on when I get back with him on one of these interviews for you guys. We'll talk about that and his experience in the movie. They flew him out to New York, and he got to experience that whole movie thing. But now he's starring as Malik Jr. And his sister Natalia Bennett She's one of the starring roles in it, and she's born in Stockton. My daughter's born in Stockton. Everybody that's in this series right now, I guess, is born in Stockton because we're trying to bring the Stockton flavor. Not saying that it won't be other people in it, in the series from the Bay Area or anything like that, but right now, it's just mainly the Stockton cast for what we're trying to do right now. And that's because they were in the first episode, and this is part 2. You can go look at part 1 on Amazon Prime and see how you get a feel. But we didn't really get to, man, we didn't really get to put our whole everything into that one like I wanted to do.